Good morning, Sugarcube.
Good morning. Another week.
Another week. Yeah, we are midway through our second week of the semester, you guys. We're kind of dying. I don't know about you. I am, though.
I don't feel that bad. I just don't have motivation at all, so it's not a good mix, you know. But my birthday's coming up, so that's fun.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, yesterday Cross wouldn't stop talking about my birthday gifts, or gifts, as he kept pointing out. So, yeah, and then I'm gonna go home next weekend on the 28th.
Yeah.
And I'll be gone until Tuesday.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this next, couple weeks is going to be chaotic here because we're going to have, everyone is gone, a different weekend.
Yeah. So it's you're gone this weekend, I'm gone the weekend after. Lauren and Mel
Are both leaving the weekend after that.
and Cross told me to block it off because he has plans, so I'm I won't be home.
Yeah, honestly, so me and Jalen don't really get to see each other that much throughout the week, so weekends are about to be a lot, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited, though, for the weekend already. To be fair, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, it is Wednesday, and yesterday I literally started studying at campus at 7:30 in the morning, and I was still doing homework very late. So be it, I didn't do much when we got home after you got off work, but still, I was, working nonstop until, 2, and then did more later.
I didn't do anything when we got home yesterday.
I'm very jealous.
I didn't do a thing besides take a bath and run to the store.
I took one this morning.
They're so nice. Except I got my water too hot, so then I was just burning up. It was not.
I can never get it just right.
No.
It's either too hot or slightly not warm enough.
So then
and it's
you're
hard.
Just
and then it's not enjoyable. I'd rather
Yeah.
be too hot and cool down.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
We are doing another Reddit episode.
Am I the asshole? Because you guys liked it so much last time we did it.
Yeah, you did. So I am gonna pop open my caffeine because I need this. My head hurts and I'm maybe it's caffeine. I don't know.
I also have caffeine. I just made a latte this morning though, so. I had to warm it up a little bit though, which I normally don't try to do, but sometimes when I do my makeup, I get distracted.
No, me. Literally yesterday, I left and I still had half of my drink.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was just speedy.
Okay. Do you want to go first or would you like me to go first? We both picked out a few shorter Am I the Assholes to read that we thought were, I don't know, mine are kind of funny, entertaining. You said you picked yours kind of by topic and stuff like that.
Yeah, so start with this one.
Okay.
So, this person says, am I the asshole for putting my roommate's dirty dishes in a trash bag at her door?
Okay,
So,
continue.
I am a 22-year-old female student with 3 other women that are also students. We all share the common areas like the kitchen, living room, and dining area. One of my roommates is a medical student and works a part-time job. She likes to make homemade meals almost every day, sometimes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. After she is done cooking, she will leave her dishes in the sink for multiple days, and the kitchen will look like an absolute wreck. This has made the kitchen basically inaccessible for everyone else due to the messes she leaves on the stove, in the sink, and on the countertop. I have reached out to her 3 different times telling her to clean up after herself so that everyone can use the kitchen properly. She will blame it on my other roommates that refuse to use the kitchen because of the mess she leaves it. We confronted her about this lie, and she now uses the excuse that she is too tired to clean her mess, even though she will talk on the phone all night to her friends or blaring music. 2 weeks ago, we set a rule stating that if anyone leaves a pile of dishes in the sink for more than 24 hours, then we will put it in a bag outside their bedroom door. I've tried to be nice and understanding and offer some solutions to help her solve the problem. I recommended that she cleans while she's cooking or cleaning directly after she is done eating. She ignored my suggestions and didn't even acknowledge the article I sent her to help understand the methods. Last night, I kindly asked her to clean 2 days worth of dishes, and she said, "I will do it when I'm not tired." I came home from work today, and her mess was not clean, and there was more added on top of her mess. My other 2 roommates left 3 days ago for the holidays to visit family, so I knew it was not them. I put all of her unclean dishes in a garbage bag and set them by her room door. My best friend thinks I am being an asshole, but I was confident in my decision at first, and now I'm second guessing. Am I the asshole?
No.
No.
Sorry, that was a little loud, you guys. No. Dishes, okay, just so you guys know, like, that might have been really fast for some people to answer that, but me and Lacey, that was, like, our one thing. Okay, it's not our one thing, but it's the main thing. Like, it drives us crazy if people don't do their dishes. And you know what? I'm not gonna act perfect. Like, I'll forget sometimes, or, like, sometimes I'll do all my dishes and not see the one I left on the stove on accident, and I find it in the morning, and I feel like shit. Yeah. Because, like, I know how I am with asking, like, you guys to be really good. And also, keep in mind, we don't have a dishwasher, so it sounds like they probably don't either. Otherwise, I would assume they would be utilizing it.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that we had one at the apartment.
We didn't use it because we didn't like it. Me and you decided we're not using it because we don't have enough dishes for it.
That's my thing. So, okay.
How do they have enough for so many days, like, to pile up like that?
Dishes bother me because, one, it leaves stains, and also it can smell, it can attract bugs, but also, like Autumn said, we don't have a lot of dishes, and I'm assuming that's how most people are, so it's like, you know, if you could just make sure you wash your baby spoon so I can eat it with my oatmeal, that would be great.
Yeah. That's an actual discussion we've had as roommates, you guys, specifically about our baby spoons.
Yeah, seriously. And, like, I would be willing to get more, like, little spoons and stuff, but we've never really talked about
Well,
that.
and also someone bought some, like, medium-sized spoons that people can use, so it's not a big deal. I was gonna say something. Also, okay, so this is my thing, and maybe this is a bigger deal to me because of my mom and how I grew up, because we didn't grow up washing our dishes after we used them like we do here, like you did growing up, but we would stack them next to the sink. I hate when people leave dishes in the sink. Like, I'll do it, like, if I'm going to wash it, like, immediately after, because I don't like the clutter on the countertop either. And that's why I like just washing them after I use them. I hate dishes sitting in the sink. I hate people leaving dishes in the sink, filling it up with water. I just think it's so gross. And, like, it just...
Yeah, the only time... I know sometimes with my, like, after I eat oatmeal, I'll put water in it and soap and let it soak for, like, while I use the bathroom. No, I can't let it sit. Like, it just bothers me.
No, I do that with pans, and I'll let it sit for, like, an hour or so, but, like, continually putting them in and not washing them, not only do I think it's gross, but also if that roommate in this, like, post is, like, doing it as much, like, that'd be like me, because I'm the main one that cooks in the house, and I don't even cook every meal every day, but, like, that'd be like me with all my dishes I use throughout the day, putting them in the sink for days on end, never cleaning them. How do you not use the same pots? Okay, yeah. Let's start there.
Well, and, like, here's my thing, too, is I was at someone's house, and I needed a spoon, and they were all dirty, so I had to get one out of the sink, and it took me forever to actually clean off I think it was, like, a rice bowl or something, but it was so hard to clean. It was so gross, and if you just wash them, like, even an hour or two afterwards, they won't stain like that.
Yeah, and
It's just inconsiderate, too.
It's inconsiderate. It's irritating. Also, I'm like a decent morning person. Like, I'm not the most morning person, but I do enjoy the mornings. But nothing will ruin my morning more than, like, a mess.
For me, I get so anxious with...
Yeah.
Literally, another time I was at someone's house, and there was a lot of dishes, and I was in a good mood, and then I was trying to make dinner, and I was just stressed out because I was like, I'm just trying to wash off, like, from where I put my soup in a bowl, and, like, now I'm just getting my hands around other, weird substances.
The clutter in the sink just makes it hard for everyone else who does want to do their dishes to do them.
Yeah.
And that's just, like, I don't know. Overall, like, is it petty? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you an asshole? No. Your roommate's an asshole. And she is gaslighting you guys to be like, no, like, it's your guys' fault since you don't want to live around my mess.
Or using the excuse, sorry, I'm just tired.
Oh, no.
You're just going to keep pushing it off.
No. It's like going out to eat with a server. If you don't have enough money to tip your server, you don't have enough money to go out to eat. If you don't have enough energy to wash your dishes after you cook, you don't have enough energy to cook your own meal. Use the microwave.
Yeah, microwave.
Yeah.
Guys, I do that a lot. Maybe that's why I'm good with dishes, because I microwave a lot of stuff. And so I usually only end up cooking like one meal a day.
Yeah, and it smells so good when you cook it. I'm more like, I use multiple like pans. Like, I cook. Like, when I cook.
And it smells good when you cook.
Yeah, but I wash it, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It smells so good in here, though.
No, no. But when you were reading it, it reminded me of this TikTok. These college-age girls were living with one or two roommates who, like, wouldn't do their dishes. So they went into the kitchen and boxed up every single dish that was theirs and took it out of the kitchen.
My level of petty.
No, like,
some days I get in that mood where I'm like, yeah.
No, like the trash bag with the dirty dishes. That sounds like something I would tell her to do. And you know what? I'm kind of mad that her friend called her an asshole. Her friend's an asshole.
Yeah, do your dishes.
You should be supporting your friend.
See, and like, I grew up with my mom being super tense about dishes and like, you only used one plate, wash it, blah, blah, blah. So, like, maybe that's why I'm so uptight about it, but I just feel like with roommates, it's common courtesy.
I think I'm only uptight about it because of roommates, and I think that, like, I can let my room get as messy. Okay, I haven't been that good about, like, I don't let it get messy now because it just makes me anxious, but that used to never be the case, and it does get messy sometimes, but I get so anxious when I leave a mess in, like, a communal space because I'm just like, wow, this is so disrespectful to them.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's just how I think as a roommate. So, I don't know, but, like, I never used to, like, worry about it too much because I knew my mom would just do it, or my mom would pay me to do it growing up. Or, like, I would just do it to be nice if I knew my mom was having a rough day, and I would just do it. One time I came home from college, and I did all the dishes except all the pots on the stove because she let them stack up for, like, a day or two because my mom works really long hours. So, like, it's not really her fault. Like, this is not my house anymore, so it doesn't really affect me. But I had done all the dishes, and she's like, you couldn't do the dishes while I was gone? I was like, I did all the dishes except your pans. What do you mean?
You always pick out the one thing.
And then she just, and, like, she, like, gets loud. And it was the first thing she said when she came home. And I had just gotten back from school. And I was like, I did. And she's like, oh, thanks. Like, calm down immediately. I was like, oh, my God. Yeah. But dishes, pet peeve.
Yeah, for real. Okay. Now you do one.
So, am I the asshole for telling my side of the story? My husband, 35, and I, 32, have been married for 2 years. While we were very happy when our relationship first started about 4 years ago, it resulted with a friendship ending. We had a mutual friend, M, who knew my husband, C, before I did. She introduced us. I knew she had a crush on C, but he had no romantic interest in her. I also had a crush on him. He did and does have a romantic interest in me. I asked him if she would have a problem with us going out, and she said no. She actually encouraged the relationship at first. After our first date, C and I found out that M had been going around to everyone she knew saying that we went behind her back and that I stole her boyfriend. Our close friends knew she was lying because they knew C and M had never been in a relationship. But people who didn't know me immediately believed M and in turn repeated the untrue story to all the people they knew. Now, 4 years later, I still occasionally hear the untrue story. My husband and I don't go out of our way to tell people the story, but if we hear someone talking about the lie, we will correct them. Recently, a really good friend of ours confronted us and said we should stop telling our side of the story. When I asked him why, he said, Emma's still really hurting over this. It makes her feel even worse when people find out she's lying. It would be kinder if people didn't know. Honestly, I don't care what the kinder thing would be. I don't want Em to hurt more, but I don't think it's fair that we should be expected to hold our tongue when people spread lies about us. Am I the asshole?
No.
I knew you would have feelings about this when I read it because I had feelings about this. So, as a girl's girl, I will say that it's weird that she would go out with someone one of her friends liked, but she talked to the friend first, and the friend seemed to encourage it.
Well, and it's how old were they? How much did she
like
him?
If it was 4 years ago, the woman who wrote the post would have been 28, because she says she's 32. They're adults.
They're adults.
So,
I can understand when you're younger, but at that point, it's if your friend, say you both kind of have feelings for someone, but one of you actually has a chance, it's
Also, so when their relationship would have started, so when this kind of would have happened, the husband or boyfriend, whatever, would have been 31. He is a grown man, a grown man.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would have to believe that this friend is at least one of their two ages or around. So she should also be acting as a grown woman. So if you encourage someone to do something, at that point, you can't say, well, I didn't think you'd actually do it, or spread lies.
Yeah. And it's as a friend, you can also tell when, usually you can tell when they're really upset and not for it. Even if they're saying, yeah, go for it, you can kind of tell if someone's no, don't go for it, you know?
I agree. And obviously, they're still married and they're still happy. And, they don't go out of their way to talk about, what was it, M, they were saying? I hope these are the actual, initials of their name, because that's my level of petty. I would do that.
For real. Yeah, I just don't think you're the asshole. I think at that point, it's well, I guess stereotypically at that point, around when you're actually looking for someone to, spend the rest of your life with, seriously settle down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I have two things. I agree with that. This is kind of something else. I feel like M is a very manipulative person. I only have 2 paragraphs of this. I know this is a lot to say, but if another friend 4 years after this relationship started is saying, well, they still hurt and you should be kind to them, I feel like they're one of those fake kind people that everyone feels like they need to tiptoe around their emotions. And I just think it's so manipulative.
Yeah, it is.
It's so manipulative. And also, how did M go around saying that she, the main girl, stole her boyfriend with, no evidence that they had been dating? Was there, pictures they had as friends that made it be looked a little,
And also, I feel it shows a level of maturity when you're going around being she stole my boyfriend. It's at that point, no, he just got with her. Sorry. No one can steal someone from you.
Yeah, Like, I will never understand that because okay, let's say they were dating, and let's say he did decide to leave her to be with his now wife. He left. She didn't steal him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if what she was saying was true, she didn't steal him. He left.
Yeah. Even if they would have been, like, cheating, it's still not like the girl stole him, no matter what.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I just. Yeah. And, like, I just feel like, and M was friends with C, the husband, prior to, like, knowing the girl, I think. Something like that. Because she said she introduced them. So I'm like, you're gonna, like, do that to, like, your friend that you've probably had for a while. It doesn't say how long, but I would imagine a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially if she had such strong feelings that she was willing to, like, talk bad about, like, him and this other girl.
Yeah.
That she was supposed to be friends with.
She's just shady.
Yeah, she's just females. I just can't. Reminds me of Madison's too. Like
Meredith.
there's oh my god, my friend Meredith is gonna listen to this.
Oh, I actually like that name though a lot.
I do like it. Shout out. She listens to all our episodes and texts me the whole time.
I love it. We have fans.
Yeah. We see you guys who be watching them. I see the same number every week, I know. Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Yes. I gotta choose. Ooh, this one's kind of fun. Am I the asshole for flipping out on my boyfriend after a bad dream?
Oh my god.
First time poster here. So some info, I have severe anxiety, which my boyfriend is aware of. About an hour ago, I had basically a panic dream. A really bad dream where he did a lot of shitty things to me, and he woke me up crying and having a panic attack. This is the second time it's happened. So I got upset with him, and this is where I think I might be the asshole. I was sobbing in bed next to him after this, and noticing he had fallen back asleep. I woke him up and said angrily that I kind of expected a little more help or support or anything. He proceeded to get really upset with me about waking him up, like screaming and throwing my keys on the ground mad. He got mad because to him I was flipping out because of what happened in my dream, and therefore, for no reason, in quotations. I tried explaining that yeah, that might have been a part of it, but it was mainly his lack of anything. And then he got really mad about me expecting him to do something when he's asleep, when he was the one that woke me up and had to tell me what was going on right then. Since then, we've been arguing over what really happened since we both think it was in different ways. It's gotten pretty bad because for me, even though this is new, my anxiety has been getting worse and this will probably happen again. And my issue is his solution for me is to just go back to sleep and to not mess his sleep up. I told him it would really help to at least hug me or maybe say things will be okay. He doesn't want me to wake him up, so I'm torn between me being the asshole for getting upset at him about what happened in my dream / lack of support or not. I'm also just not sure what to do because in situations like that, something from my partner really, really helps, and he's made it clear he can't do anything.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Smells like Jake Gyllenhaal. No, but seriously, I'm kind of torn.
I am too. Okay, so
Take me through your thought process.
on one hand, I'm like, well, he's the asshole. You've told him that you need comfort and that you need support. And anxiety is a really tricky thing. So it's like, if he's your partner, he should like learn how to not fix you, but like help you through those times. But on the other hand, I'm like, he has a point. Like, he can't really do anything besides offer comfort. So I guess there's that. But I mean, I don't necessarily think he's, like, an asshole for not wanting her to wake him up.
Yeah, because for all we know, like, he doesn't get that many hours of sleep. And, like, don't get me wrong, I always think comforting your partner is important. I'm not saying, like, she shouldn't feel like she can go to him, but, like, I need my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wake me up, it's going to take me multiple hours to fall back asleep. Well, if I wake up and comfort you, you might be able to fall right back asleep.
Yeah. And my thing, too, is I know with me and my anxiety, Cross tries to help me a lot. But I know, like, if he has to go to work or something or school or he needs to do something, he can't always be there to support me. And I know he wants to. So it's kind of like that because it's like I'm sure her partner wants to be there for her, but he can't really do anything about her anxiety. It's not like a situation where, you know, she, like, there's a big reason why something happened. It's just anxiety. And I'm not saying that in a way where it's like, oh, it's just anxiety. It doesn't matter, because anxiety does. But it's like he can't truly fix anything. So, yeah, you want him to support you, but yeah, he also needs sleep, and you need to acknowledge that too.
My boyfriend just called me again while we were recording. He does this all the time and texts me. But speaking of him, I was going to bring it up. My anxiety this past week has been really bad, and a lot of things, it was like the first time with Jalen really seeing it that bad. I've just, like, there's been a lot of, like, very specific triggers that's happened. So I'm kind of like, he's trying to learn. And, like, we actually have had some arguments that were, like, really hard because of it. And it's, like, not his fault. Like, it wasn't something, like, I had made him aware of, because I personally don't love to talk about it. I don't like feeling vulnerable, and I don't like feeling like I'm asking for pity. And it's something I have to get better at, and I'm working on that as he's working on helping me. And the reason I bring it up is because one of the things we had an argument over was about, like, an anxiety attack I had while we were out this weekend. And he didn't understand because he hasn't experienced it. So we kind of disagreed with what happened, just as the couple in the post did. So that's the thing. I don't know that me and him ever agreed on what happened, but we agreed that we didn't want it to happen again, and we didn't want it to cause an argument, and we agreed that we care about each other and want to do better in the future. And I think that's what's important. So if, like, you just have to not be too stubborn to let yourself, like, not have to be completely right, because both experiences are valid. And I don't personally think that because someone has anxiety, that makes their experience more valid, if that makes sense. I hope that comes off the right way. I hope that doesn't sound bitchy. But, like, it's just something you have to communicate about and figure out, like, in your own relationship. It doesn't seem like they've had that established. Like, I think you and Cross, from what I can tell, obviously I'm not in your relationship, you have a really good, like, establishment about, like, your anxiety.
Yeah. When we got together, I feel like what brought us close was talking about mental health, and because I've always really prioritized it, whether or not I do great about my own, but for him, it was something that, in regards to, like, all points of his life, like family, friends, etc., like, something that was never really acknowledged. So not in a mean way, but more like he just didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's, like, one of the things that brought us closer, is just, like, understanding each other and our own mental health. And we talk about it a lot, and we make sure to, like, update each other on how we're feeling and whatnot. But, like, even for me, I think one of the things that I learned during our relationship is that my anxiety is not an excuse to be mean to him or to make him feel bad or guilty or whatever, because, and it's not even that I do it in a way where I'm trying to make him feel bad or whatever, but it's more like me crying and then I realize this can kind of be manipulative, even though I'm not trying to do that.
No. I know exactly what you mean, because when I'm anxious or even just really frustrated, I cry. And I swear, I've been like talking very loudly to Jalen, and I've been like, I'm not trying to manipulate you. I'm just really frustrated, and that I cry when I'm frustrated. Like, no, like I've had to say that so many times because I want to reassure him that's not what I'm trying to do. But like, I remember times in high school, my mom would like be like kind of upset about something and talking very loud. My family's a very loud talker, and it's something Jalen is not used to, so it's a lot for him that I'm like that. But I would like cry on the way to school because I was like just like so like frustrated.
Yeah. See, what I get from my mom is that we're both the type of people where we don't really talk about something, or we don't bring it up right when we're upset, because we'll just crumble and just cry. And so I think it's just important to talk about like each other's mental health and everything, and also not expect your partner to always have the answers to what you're going through. I know, like, to open up a little, one thing, like, mine was getting so bad to the point where, you know, Cross had to tell me, like, I don't have a solution for this unless you really want to help yourself too.
Yeah.
And so that's important too, is to understand that you need to really help yourself, because I've been trying to work on me and understanding triggers and what makes me anxious, and also doing things that make me anxious that I would typically avoid, because when I do them, then I'm like, I can do it again and be okay.
Yeah.
So.
No. But referring back to the post, I just want to say this because I feel like it's important. I'm not going to call anyone an asshole in this situation, because I don't like to look into one part of a relationship and call someone an asshole, especially over like one argument, because it's so easy to do that. And like I can like get upset like at Jalen and be like, oh my god, he's such an asshole, but I don't mean it. It's just like in the moment.
Yeah. Do you want to know something interesting? Is that this post, the majority of people said she was an asshole. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Okay, but okay, no offense to anyone who uses Reddit, but you know who uses Reddit.
I love Reddit.
I know Reddit's fun.
Reddit's to the point now where it's like, I'll finish watching something and be like, I need to go look on Reddit.
I literally have only ever gotten on Reddit for these episodes.
I love Reddit. I love it. It's like, because I feel like other social media platforms can be very biased, and I feel like Reddit is the one place where people usually like have similar opinions to me. So I enjoy it. So.
Okay, are you ready for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, am I the asshole for telling my sister it's illegal to have pink drinks before you're 10 years old? Okay, so quick backstory. My sister is 5, and her dad was a jackass to me. The writer's 17. He's a jackass to me and our mom, but he spoiled my sister. My dad took my sister to Starbucks, and someone told him that pink drinks are great for kids, and my sister became addicted. She'd get one at least twice a week. The problem is pink drinks are caffeinated, and nobody should have to deal with a caffeinated kindergartner. Now to the story. We left my sister's dad a few months ago, and my mom dropped us off at her sister's house while she gets a job and apartment. She and her sister don't get along, and her sister said she couldn't stay here. Sister doesn't want to deal with kids, so we're living in her guest house. She gave me a credit card for essentials, and I work after school for anything else for me and my sister. I'm also taking care of my sister by myself until our mom finds a place for us to live. Sister has been throwing tantrums to get her pink drinks, and I'm not dealing with a caffeinated 5-year-old, so I told her they just made a law saying you can't have pink drinks until you're 10. She took it hard at first, but switched to chocolate milk and is fine now. The problem is that my sister told our mom that pink drinks are illegal, and my mom got mad at me for lying to her. So that's the post.
Okay, so I
have some interesting things too.
I have a perspective. So usually, previously, I would have said, no, you're not the asshole. But lately, so you guys know whatever. One of my favorite podcasts is Chatty Broads, and they both have children, and they talk about, like, in several episodes, not just them, but, like, with guests and everything, they'll talk about how certain things actually really affect you when you grow up. And, like, how even telling your child about Santa Claus can affect them growing up to where, like, in your head, like, not being able to trust your parents, like, it's kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like, I don't know, this is just one of those things where I'm like, I don't think you're the asshole, but also, is this gonna be something that actually comes back to affect her, even though it's something as little as being like, pink drinks are illegal?
See, you have a very interesting perspective, and it's not where I went at all. So, in my head, I was like, I thought kind of you would go the same place, since we grew up kind of similar with, like, single moms, not, like, super high income. Like, we were fine. Like, we lived. But, like, money wasn't, like, surplus. Like, we did not have that much. So my thing with this is, not only did she not want to deal with a 5-year-old, but, like, you're not going to use your credit card for essentials to buy pink drinks. And, like, if she's in school working, she can't just afford, like, $10-15 in pink drinks a week.
Yeah, and if you're gonna pay that much money on a drink, it's like, why would you do that when you could get her dinner at McDonald's, which comes with a drink and food?
Yeah, so my thing is, with it, I think while it might hurt her relationship with her sister potentially in the future, this little sister seems to be spoiled, and she's 5. So, like, she's just very young, and I had to grow up really fast. So if you told her, like, hey, we don't have the money to buy pink drinks, that could, like, crush her, and it becomes, like, something she thinks about now. And, like, if I can protect anyone from not having to think about money for as long as possible, I will.
Yeah.
So, like, while it maybe wasn't the best way to go about it, and maybe she was just more focused on the caffeinated 5-year-old part, I more so think about, I wouldn't want a younger sibling to know we were having money issues. If I can avoid that, I would just take the stress on myself. So that's where I went.
I know, we both went 2 different directions, but, like,
I get what you're saying, though, and that makes sense to me.
Yeah. I feel like I just had a very, like, Aquarius way of thinking.
I think mine was very Capricorn rising of me. Like, Capricorn rising was like, excuse me. Tap, tap. I'd like to speak now.
Yeah, but I don't think she's an asshole.
Also, like, being a younger sibling, my older siblings have done much worse to me, like, than lie about not being able to have pink drinks. I'm honestly surprised the little girl believed it. I wouldn't have believed it even at 5, to be honest. I would have been like, I just had one.
Yeah,
no, let's go. No, let's go. Let me ask.
Yeah. Or give me something else then.
Yeah.
My mom, I don't remember what age I was, but my mom would get me mocha frappuccinos. That was my first drink at Starbucks. That used to be my mom's favorite drink, so she would get me one too. And I'm like, now that I think about it, I'm like, I was like 7 sipping on coffee.
Oh, yeah, I used to drink coffee when I was like 3 or 4 or 5. I would drink sips of my dad's. Back when I had a relationship. So Sorry, you guys who don't listen to us. We joke about our daddy issues a lot.
You want to know something interesting now that you bring up dads?
What?
So I've been watching The Flash.
Okay.
And one of the characters on there has a really amazing dad. And he found out that he has a son he didn't know about. So there's all of these issues and whatever. And then one of the characters, her mom was never in her life. And then she found out she was dying. And she was like, but I still don't want a relationship with her. Blah, 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 whatever. Anyways, though, so much parental issues going on, and it's made me I'm 20 years old, and I feel like now I'm realizing maybe I have more problems than I thought I did, like more daddy issues than I thought I did.
Oh, mine are definitely worse than I let on. They're really bad.
Now I'm like, wait a minute. I'm just like, Cross will turn around while we're watching it, because like I'll hold him and he'll turn around and be like, you crying? And I'm just weeping and being like, it's just really sad.
So Mel and I, one of our roommates, for those of you who don't know, we were watching She-Ra. It's a cartoon that we both like. It's a child show, but it's great. And we were watching one where I don't want to give too much away, but parent was dying and was already believed that their other parent was gone. So they were like, would have been orphaned, and I'm just like bawling. Like, I was like, are you crying? And I was like, yeah. Like, yeah. I knew it was coming. I've seen this whole show before, but like, I'm gonna cry still.
Here's the thing though, too, is that, so like, while we're watching The Flash, Cross will have certain opinions, but I feel like since I have daddy issues, I'll be like, no, like when one of the characters' mom, like her mom was dying, who was never around, and then she was like, yeah, but I don't really want a relationship with her still. And Cross was like, that's messed up. And then I was like, no, because she was never in her life, so she can't just trauma dump, etc., blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, oh, like it gives him new opinions and like new insight. So I'm like, maybe my daddy issues have purpose.
No. And as someone who's gone through that, so my dad did pass away, for those of you who don't know. I know I've talked about it before, but I didn't really want a relationship with him even when he passed, because I was daddy's little girl. We had a really big falling out. We were not on good terms. I was a preteen, so I was super angsty. And I didn't really want a relationship. My mom and my brother, like, convinced me to, like, see him, and, like, I, like, forgave him as much as, like, you can, considering, like, everything that's happened. But, like, I didn't want to have a close relationship with him, even in his last moments. So I just think, like, it's not anyone's business to tell you you have to. So,
especially, like, when you're growing up, it's like you're so young, and that's such a heavy weight to put on someone.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Sorry, we kind of sidetracked. So we had some interesting things to say about that one.
Yeah.
But we don't think she's an asshole. But, like, she's kind of an asshole, but, like, as much of an asshole as an older sister is.
I'm like, you're not an asshole because I see you.
I see you for who you truly are. Which is ugly.
Okay.
Okay.
So, am I the asshole for not wanting to make my friend a wedding dress for cost of materials? So I have a degree in fashion, which some people think means I can be their personal seamstress. I'm used to this problem and I don't mind helping people out, but I never work for free. My pregnant friend recently reached out to me and asked me if I could make her wedding dress, and sent me pictures of the idea she had in mind. It isn't exactly a simple dress, but also not the most complex I've ever done either. I told her I could for sure do that, and it would cost 600 euros. She was shocked at this and told me she thought I'd do it for free, and she'd just pay for materials. I pointed out how many hours this would take me to do and all the hand embroidery needed. Then I explained I was doing this for a quarter of the price I charge other people because she's my friend. At this point, she started to get very upset, telling me I have no idea how much stress she's under with the wedding and the fact that she's pregnant and how money is tight and how this should be my wedding gift to her and how great it'd look in my portfolio. I don't think I'm being unreasonable to want some money for this, but other friends are telling me it's horrible how I'm wanting to charge her for this, and it's not like I'm a high-end bridal shop. Am I being unreasonable?
I have one thing to say about this bride that's pregnant. Fucking Scorpio moon, get out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. No, she's a Scorpio moon. I don't care. I've decided that's what she is.
She is.
Yeah. Not here. You're not welcome.
And for one, it's not her fault you're pregnant.
It's not her fault you're pregnant.
It's not her fault you're getting married while you're pregnant. It's not her fault money is tight. You need to respect your friends and their businesses.
Yeah, like, if anything, you should be wanting to support her so she can continue to, like, do this if she does this for a living. And six something Europe. I don't know how much dresses cost in Europe, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I can look it up.
Can you convert it to US?
Yeah.
So, because then I can kind of compare to what I know about wedding dresses. But, like, wedding dresses are very expensive. And you're having your friend handcraft this, which I think is so beautiful. I would love if, like, I had a friend like that was willing to make my wedding dress. I would, even if she insisted to do it for free, except I pay for materials, I would never. I would absolutely never.
It would be, like, if this is right, it would only be, like, $680.
Okay, I didn't think euros and dollars were too far off.
Yeah, it would be $680.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so I do photography on the side, and literally everyone that I work with, I usually know them, and they still pay me a respectful amount, and they don't take me for advantage.
Yeah, maybe they're not going to pay. She's not asking her friend to pay as much as she would ask other people, you know?
And that's the thing. Like, with some people that I do pictures for, I'll do them for cheaper because I'm like, hey, I really like you, and I know you respect me, and whatever, so, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And that's just, I can't imagine, like, one, it's gonna take a while to make. You need to get materials. You have to have it done by a certain time because she's getting married. And also, there's always the chance, like, since she is pregnant, I don't know if she's getting married while she's pregnant, but, like... alterations and everything.
Even if she's getting married after she has the baby, like, your body's not the same before and after.
You're still not gonna know.
You're not gonna know. And there's a lot of unknown factors. And wedding dresses, we don't know what it looks like. Like she said, it's complicated, but not the most complicated. Mm-hmm. Even simple wedding dresses and like are super hard to make. And also, it's your friend. Like, you have to make it perfectly.
Yeah.
And like that friend would be the one be like, well, this embroidery in this exact little minuscule spot looks wrong. Like, she would be that entitled friend. So your friend's an asshole, and I don't really give a fuck. Your other friends are assholes for ganging up on you like that. They probably take advantage of you, too. You're probably the only person that's not an asshole in the story.
Yeah, I agree. That's so stupid. I can't even imagine being like, yeah, I think you're being unreasonable. No. No, they need to respect you and your services. Just because you're a friend doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and like, no, I can't do that. Taking advantage of your friends like that.
No.
Like, I would never, like, ask you to do something that big and, like, not compensate you.
If anything, I feel like, at least for us, I feel like we're the type of people where it's like if we asked one of our friends to do something for us, we would pay them more.
I would, because yeah, I think I would. Like, if I was the girl in this situation, like the bride, I'd probably want to pay her more.
I'd be like, yeah, I'll give you the 600 euros plus let's go out to dinner and I'll pay or something.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to know if she's even a bridesmaid. Is she even a bridesmaid? Because you even consider her that close of a friend to have her as a bridesmaid?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to ask for an essentially free wedding dress?
Mm-hmm.
Aside from materials, which are expensive, but, like, it's a wedding dress. No, I'm sorry. If you don't budget for at least, like, $1,000 for wedding dress alterations, and, like, this is why I think long engagements are good, because you can save up and really figure out what you want.
And you can really prioritize what you want to spend more money on.
Yeah, and you can. For me, I don't know that wedding dress would be top of my list.
Yeah, I think for me,
Honeymoon,
and then also photographer.
yeah.
That's because for me, I know I want a really simple dress. I already have in mind, like, kind of an idea of what I want. You know, I'm a silk girl. So that's pretty much just what I want, and then something very simple. So I'm like, I'll spend more money on a photographer and then a honeymoon.
I don't necessarily want something simple, but, like, I don't want anything, like, too out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't looked too much just because I know I'm going to look a bunch. But, and it's interesting because you were talking about, like, you've done pictures for weddings and stuff like that. And, like, it's funny because so many of our friends are, like, photographers or videographers, and I could never imagine asking them to shoot for my wedding. I would ask them if they had anyone they trusted or, like, that they really believed would do well. And I would, like, pay them kindly. But I would want my friends to be there and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like, too, if you're going to ask your friend to make your wedding dress and then underpay her, it's going to make her, anytime someone else asks her to make something, she's going to question, well, am I asking for too much? Even though she's probably, asking for too little, you know?
Also, we don't even have a timeline. So we don't know even how close the wedding is, like, to this. And, like, then you have to spend so many hours on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once she would agree to do it, you know, like, people who don't do the craft underestimate how long it takes to do something, if that makes sense. Like, because it's like, oh, you just see the dress on the rack in the store. So you don't think about how many hours it actually takes. And the hand embroidery alone makes me know it's going to take, like, hundreds of hours. Especially because I feel like if I were to make something for a friend, I would want it to be extra perfect. Especially a wedding dress. Like, I can't stress that enough. Wedding dresses are, like, a really big deal for women. For a lot of women. Some women don't care as much, but this woman obviously does. And, like, if it's already such a big deal and she still decides to make the dress for her friend after everything everyone said to her, like, there's going to be such an eye on her. And, like, if anything's even slightly not what she wanted, they're going to, like, say she sabotaged it. I'm also, like, I think some friends are just really vindictive. So maybe, like, this is just, like, my toxic past friendships coming out, that I feel like this would happen. But I just feel like it would happen. Like, they'd be like, why would you sabotage this by getting this one stitch wrong? Like, shut up.
You
Get
Scorpio
out.
moon.
No, she's a Scorpio moon. Like, I don't care. You're not an asshole. Your friend's an asshole.
Yeah.
One more?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting close to like around an hour, so we'll do this last one. I think this one's kind of funny to
I read the title.
Okay. Am I the asshole for letting my car run for 10 minutes in the morning? I've, 25 female, lived in the same apartment complex for 10 years. The apartment owners decided to add on to the parking lot maybe 7 years ago, adding one row between another building and mine. I've been parking on this new part. Okay, so the new part of the parking lot, whatever, because I can see my car from my living room sliding glass door, no balconies. Plus, it's within my car auto start range. I have a pretty strict morning routine, and at 6:20 during weekdays, I auto start my car in the winter to warm it up. I always leave at 6:30 unless there is a lot of snow to clear. But during those 10 minutes, my lights are on and point at either the apartments across from me or into the living rooms on my complex. Well, yesterday when I got home from work, the new neighbors below me opened their sliding glass door and told me not to shine my lights into their apartment. I said, "That's your living room, right? I'm always gone in 10 minutes. Is it really that big of a deal?" The guy said he fell asleep in his living room and I woke him up that morning and he forgot to close his blinds. I apologized and said I try to remember to turn my lights off before I come home in the evening. Of course, I forgot, but this morning he had his blinds closed. Am I the asshole? It's only for 10 minutes, and it's not like I'm shining them directly into his bedroom, which I would have been doing to the apartments across from us if I didn't back in. I've never had this problem with anyone after living here so long. How do you feel?
So, I feel like, yeah, you're kind of an asshole because you're living in a place where it's not just your house, and so if you're not going to remember to turn your lights off, then you have to kind of deal with that because, yeah, it's 6 a.m. and they're in his living room, but what if he was up and working or something? Like, I just feel like you have to be respectful, and I know it would annoy me if lights were shining through my windows. Like, yeah, he can sleep in his room, but also, I don't know. I just think you have to be courteous of that. I don't blame her for running her car, and I know it's only 10 minutes, but I just feel like, remember to turn your lights off and do it.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with you. I respect you, obviously. Like, that's one thing. And this is so petty. He should close his blinds. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not her fault that he was in the living room. It's not her fault he forgot to close the blinds. She's been living there 10 years. No one's ever said anything.
Yeah, I agree that, like, it's not her fault about the, like, living room and whatever. Yeah.
And, like, my thing is, like, she's obviously thought about not wanting to shine it where people sleep if she's backing in, to not shine it into the bedrooms of the apartments across from her. So it doesn't seem like she hasn't thought about that, but, like, I wouldn't expect anyone to be in their living room. And, you know, like, it is what it is. Like, that sucks for him.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't know. I just think because I know how strict morning routines go, and, like, it's a big difference. And I'm not going to not start my car for those 10 minutes because I remembered that I forgot to turn my lights off and it's inconvenient to someone else. Like, maybe if they were my friend or something, I'd be, like, better about it. But it's cold in the winter.
Yeah, it is.
And
I think
I'm not
just
jeopardizing
a people
that.
pleaser.
Okay, that's fair. I like to please people too, but at the same time, like, that's not really my issue. I don't know. It's just like everyone has shit going on. Everybody gets bothered by things. I don't think 10 minutes in the morning is that big of a deal. It's not like her alarm is going off at 6:20 in the morning and waking the neighborhood up.
I'm hearing it, like, every 10 minutes.
Yeah, and, like, my thing is, if it's something that, like, yes, she can try to be better about it, and I think she should. I think it'd be kind of bitchy if they had that conversation and she said she would try to do it and she didn't.
Yeah.
But if you just genuinely forget, it's, like, not that big of a deal. She obviously cares and she wants to not be bad about it.
Well, and also he did shut his blinds, and, like, because she said she forgot, but she noticed his blinds were shut. And, like, it's not like he said anything since then, so it's probably honestly not a big deal to him anymore.
Yeah, and it's probably just one of those things you start to overthink and feel like an asshole about.
So this is how I feel. I don't think she's an asshole for it, but I could see how it could be an asshole in, like, other ways.
Yeah, like, if someone was purposefully doing it or, like, disregarded when someone mentioned it to them, but, like, she talked to them, she cared, she made an honest mistake. But if, like, you knew someone, like, would sleep in the living rooms and you did that and made no effort to try, then I could see how it would be an asshole thing to do.
I agree.
I see it both ways. I just don't think she, in this specific situation with very limited details that we have, I don't think she's an asshole at all. Yeah. No, but I don't know. I'd be petty if I didn't like who lived below me.
Yeah. Fair.
That's okay.
Fair.
Yeah. I know, but I don't think it's that deep. But
Yeah. Well, and it's like, how bright are your lights?
That's true. Some of the newer cars are really bright.
Some of them are
But
so bright, and so when people ride my ass with their bright ass lights, I'm just like,
yeah, also think about it. 6:20 in the morning, it's gonna be dark most places. Like maybe during the summer it's not, but like during the she's talking about the winter. And that's when she does it in the winter to warm her car up. So it's still gonna be dark. So if your lights are on like auto or something, they're automatically probably gonna turn your brights on. I don't know how that works. But like
yeah, I'm
maybe
not sure.
I never know how the auto
Yeah.
excuse me works. But
I don't see. That's funny though, because I think on my mom's old car, she had auto start, and I think her lights wouldn't turn on until she actually put her keys in.
maybe it was like one of the models before that happened.
Yeah. Well, and it depends on like who, like what car it is, the model, brand, whatever. What are people saying though?
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to look.
Is it mostly like, no, you're not?
Everyone's like, turn your lights off. It takes 1 second at night to turn them off, 1 second in the morning to turn them off.
Okay, here's another reason why I probably like thought
And
at first like, you're kind of an asshole, because in my car I do have to turn mine off, so I'm just like used to doing it.
yeah, no, same. Like when I do drive, and I will say, like, some people are saying, well, don't be rude, even if you're only being rude for 10 minutes, and like that is something, like you're still being rude. I can get that.
Especially if it happens every day.
And I think because we are talking about it, we're reading more into it than most people would. I don't think she was trying to be an asshole, you know? So, and I think for me, what is it? Like, meaning behind it. There's a word and I can't think of, but like, intentions.
Yeah.
I think intentions are what make people an asshole rather than like what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
Per se, like in the last one before this, like the bride's intention was to not have to pay much for her wedding dress. It was not, it probably wasn't even because she wanted her friend to be the one that made it.
No.
She just wanted to
she
cheap
knew
out.
someone.
But this person did not intend to leave the cars off, did not intend, and it wasn't a problem for so many years that they might not have thought about it. And now that it's been pointed out, she's like, thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I think intentions say a lot about people's character.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, still more people saying rude for 10 minutes is being rude for 10 minutes.
Interesting.
Yeah, and okay, someone also said, because I guess I said, like, I wouldn't expect someone to be in the living room. Someone did point out, like, neighbors are entitled to sleep wherever they want. And that, you know what, I didn't think about that. That's so true.
Well, and it's like, it's still your property, so if something's shining in it every morning, it's like, come on. Plus, like, with my brain, I'm like, what if it's, like, obviously she would have said this, but, like, nowadays, like, people work from home. You don't know what time they start working or when they get up, so that's also something to keep in mind.
Okay, so I'm figuring out how Reddit works. I normally don't work at comments, so YTA means you're the asshole.
Yeah.
And NTA means you're not the asshole. Okay. Yeah. It's mixed.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to pick ones that didn't have, like, a bubble that said, like, asshole or not asshole.
I did not find any like that.
I just, like, kind of didn't really look at them. I also picked mine out this morning before we recorded, so, like, most of them are uploaded today.
Yeah.
So these are very recent. I like to do that, though, because I know a lot of podcasts do this.
Yeah.
So maybe if we can have, like, different ones, that's fun to me.
Yeah, it is. I love
So,
it.
yeah. But this was fun. I really like doing these. We'll probably
know.
do another one-ish soon.
Yeah, we should do more like Reddit, but like different subreddits and
No,
stuff.
if you want to find some and send something to me, we can do like more reading Reddits because I really like this series. It's fun. Not every week, obviously. We're not going to turn into like a Reddit podcast.
Yeah, I know there's another subreddit that one podcast I like did. I think it's what's it called?
Do, 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 do,
I think
do,
it's called
do, do,
Today I Fucked Up.
do. Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah. But
Yeah, we'll have to do some research. So for those of you listening on Spotify, I'm gonna leave a little question for you guys. What's your favorite? Like, what would you like? What Reddit pages would you like us to read? Essentially,
Yeah.
I'll leave it, and then if you guys have any you like, leave it there.
Yeah.
I think I want to start doing that. I like that on Spotify. We can leave little polls or questions.
Yeah.
So try to look out for those if that's where you're listening. If not, just come to our Instagram. It's linked in the description, and leave us a comment, and we will look for those to see where we should be reading, or if there's just any other topics you guys want, just reach out to us. We're very open for ideas. Thank you. My brain from yesterday. But yeah, just like let us know. We love like engaging with you guys.
Yeah.
So
Sweet. Okay.
but bye, Sugarcube. Have a good week.
Bye.